Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to LeTip Live. Here at LeTip, we're business owners and entrepreneurs looking to help each other grow and know more about each other's businesses. And today, I have a special treat. Today, I have LeTip's magazine's cover girl for this month. Ladies and gentlemen, I have Jaclyn Rae with us. How you doing, Jaclyn?
Hello.
How
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining us. And you know, this is a great month. It's a great privilege to have the featured cover of our magazine this month. So how is that for you?
It's phenomenal.
Awesome. So the reason why we're doing the podcast, the reason why we do these LeTip Lives is we want to learn more about our members, and especially you, our featured member of the month. So maybe you can give us a little background story of how you got started, or like what your story is, like what's going on with you.
Definitely. What caused me to, fall into the position I'm in today was I experienced my own health battles and I overcame them. So I struggled with severe food allergies all of my life. I couldn't keep food down. I literally was on my deathbed, and that's when I made the conscious decision to start eating healthier and be mindful of like what I was eating. And then that's what inspired my nutrition background. And, fast forward almost 10 years later, and I have my Jaclyn Creations, my business, which I help individuals or multi-level families take control of their own health, just like I did.
Mm-hmm. So you believe, and you've lived it. There's a direct link from your nutrition and what you put in your body and your lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. So what kind of nutrition do you specialize in?
So what I do primarily is I help individuals supplement through alternatives or finding solutions to supplement their, nutrition needs through the foods they eat. And all of my protocol is plant-based, but I can work with any type of eater, and I'm not trying to convert anybody to be vegan or plant-based. I just help I help individuals learn how to increase their, vitamin, mineral intake through certain vegetables and fruits.
Awesome. I do want to remind everybody, especially the people watching at home, that this is live right now on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, and we want to make this as interactive as possible. So if you have any questions whatsoever, please put them in the comment section, and Jaclyn can answer them live for you here today. So definitely want to make this as interactive as possible. So great. Awesome. You have your programs. Now, I also heard that you have a new book. Is that true?
It's true. So
wow.
In 2020, I published, actually, let's back up one step. I was getting ready to publish my first edition book.
Nice.
Raw vegan recipe book. And this was composed of primarily all of the recipes that helped heal my gut health, my health ailments, and get my, health back on track. And then a year apart, I actually published them both together. And here's my second edition, my gluten-free, savory, and sweet recipes. And all of my recipes are plant-based, gluten-free, keto-friendly, diabetes-friendly, kid-friendly, and they're super healthy and nutritious.
Awesome. And guess what? You guys at home can get them by going here to jaclyncreations.com. So definitely check that out if you're looking at a book. And along with the book, Jaclyn, correct me if I'm wrong, but now in this new Zoom virtual world we live in, you're able to help people all over the world. So if they wanted to work with you and be a client, they could technically, do virtual sessions with you too, right?
Yes. So everything I do is online, and you can browse our online events or online classes at jaclyncreations.com. You can book a free complimentary 15-minute evaluation and see what other things or what other options I have.
Awesome. Any while we're on the topic, can we get a free little tip of the day, tip of the week? Is there any tips or tricks you could share with our viewers?
There is. So on my website, I have a weekly meal plan that you can download for free. Go to my website, browse under recipes, and you can find that. Also, my protein snacks, which are a featured recipe in my first edition book. This book, those protein snacks are in, and they're really great. It's a great like energy booster, pick me up, post-workout, recipe, and also great for kids. A lot of kids love them. So, those are some healthy foods you can check out. Also, another tip I have for you during this time, I know that we just celebrated Halloween, so there might be like a lot of candy and sweets. Make sure you stay hydrated, because a lot of people are dehydrated, and that's when they start to crave salty foods, sweet foods, and oftentimes it's just because we're dehydrated.
Nice. And going along with kids, I actually have a question for you. Before the comments start rolling in, we want to remind you guys, if you have a question, put in the comment section. But my question is, talking about kids, is it true, and maybe this is a far-fetched question, but is it true, like, depending on when you introduce foods to children could be the factor whether they're like allergic to something? For example, I heard if you introduce peanuts too early, they might become allergic to peanuts and nuts and stuff like that.
That's a great question. And I don't have all the answers, but from my experience, I understand that there's a certain time frame when you are allowed to start introducing like certain food groups to like babies when they start eating like real food. So it just depends. But also, if like food allergies runs in your family, you want to be extra careful, because it might even fall into your, family genetics. You never know, and you can never be too careful. So if you're experiencing any kind of symptoms, shortness of breath, itchiness, wheezing, those are signs that you would want to go, to the ER, check in with your doctors, maybe call the advice nurse, all those precautions that you want to take.
Awesome. So I did notice on the book, it was raw vegan cookbook. So, are you a vegan?
I am.
Awesome. So tell us about that for, the people at home that don't really know what that lifestyle is about. What is that like for you?
Yeah. So being vegan, I actually grew up eating meat and didn't know I was allergic to animal protein all my life. And that's why I had to make the drastic change. But really, I stayed for my health and I stayed for the animals. And, being vegan, I love to share my reason of why it's beneficial to me and others who want to adopt that lifestyle, and to be able to spread the benefits of consuming healthy foods and have awareness. That is like my objective, is to help others navigate through the changes to a healthier path.
Awesome. I experimented as well. You might not know this, but there was a great movie on Netflix called Game Changers. I don't know if you've seen it, but it talks about like how, the animal proteins actually like slow you down and make you more tired and this one and X, Y, and Z. And I actually, when I'm experimenting and doing that type of diet, I feel way more energetic. I feel like I have more energy. I feel like it's longer lasting energy. So it's definitely something that people should be looking into, right?
Right. Well, there's a reason behind that. So as humans, we are very demineralized, and a lot of our minerals we get through supplementing through supplements, but you can actually do you can supplement through foods, and that's what I help people take charge of, and learning how to navigate which foods are best for them.
Awesome. I'm just pulling up. I'm trying to find your. I got a surprise for you. Don't worry, it's coming. But I also want to remind you guys to put questions in the comments section, and we have our first question from Brian Hanslin. We love Brian. Brian's awesome. So Brian says, what role can nutrition play into mental health?
That's a great question. So a lot of what we do, especially through like nutrition, if you're not properly nourished and you're going to work and your work is physical or whatever the case might be, you might have a decline in energy, mental capacity, or just like that slumpy feeling. So it plays a huge role, because when I wasn't well and I was sick, I actually had the worst, diet, because I was afraid of eating this and that. And my self-confidence was down. It's a game changer, and we all have to eat anyway. So it's great to like figure out what works for you. And if you don't know, to ask questions and seek help through somebody like me, who is somebody you can go to when you have those kinds of questions.
So absolutely. Is there like, for like a quick tip for the people watching today, is there like 2 or 3 foods that you'd stay away from? Or there's like something that you should, no matter what the situation is, you should probably stay away from, like these 2 or 3 things? Is there anything like that?
Well, it really depends on, the person. So I like to go with a bio-individualized approach. And, if somebody wants to eat healthier, I have recommendations of what they can do to maximize their potential in the healing space and to optimize their health. A lot of people struggle with gluten, and so there's a lot of alternatives that I can help you supplement through to replace the gluten items. Rather than just removing something, you want to replace it with an alternative, food or solution.
Awesome. Great stuff. Want to remind you guys again, please put some questions. If you have some questions about nutrition, now is your chance. Anything about, we're going to move on to some other questions, but anything about nutrition and the vegan lifestyle that you'd like to share with us today?
So I like to touch on this topic actually, because I'm one of the only people in my family, my immediate family, who are vegan. And we didn't grow up that way, but I decided to take that path because of my history, my health ailments. I also was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis about 6 years ago. So that also helped me catapult into this position of, how do I fix this without taking prescriptions or this or that, right? So a lot of it was just, I was living through it, self-experience, but also I had to get through these changes. And then my family, of course, they would ask questions and, say, hey, are you sure you're getting enough protein or whatever? And then anytime there's like family functions, I'm always bringing my own food. You have to pack your own food, because you never know, like, especially with food allergies, you never know what's going to be put into like potluck dishes or whatever you're doing when you're going to family gatherings and everyone brings a dish, right? So you can never be too careful. And that's one of the main things, that when you adopt this type of lifestyle, you will end up making a little bit more food from home and bringing it with you, or always having like snacks on hand, healthy snacks, of course. And I can help you with finding, which kind of snacks would best suit your lifestyle.
Awesome. That's actually a good point. Let's if we can dispel some quick little speed round of dispelling some myths. So one of them you just brought up was, do you get enough protein? So obviously you have to, sometimes you have to bring your own meals to family functions, but yes, you are getting your proteins from other ways. Another one I feel like would be a common question is it true, like, you can't drink milk?
I can't, because I'm allergic to it, highly allergic. Like I'll get really sick. But there's alternatives like milk alternatives, which are really, really nutritious. Some of them have like protein content, minerals, vitamins. My favorite one out there is Oatly brand. It's an oat milk and full fat. I never, skimp and go skinny or skim or whatever it's called, or low cal or low carb, whatever, because my body, it sustains the nutrients. And because I'm supplementing through different foods, it maximizes my ability to optimize nutrition. And it's because I'm introducing different foods all the time. I'm not always eating the same food all the time.
Awesome. We have another viewer question from my friend John. John's awesome. So it's great that he's watching us as well. So John asks, he's a snacker. Do you have any ideas for how to wean off the salty snacks without losing the joy of snacking?
Yeah, that's a great one, actually. There's a lot of people who like to add salt to food or even just eat salty foods. I'm not one of them. So a great alternative for you would be, like, for instance, if you're like interested in snacking on something that has salt, like corn chips would be something safe you could go with a salsa, or I'm trying to think of other ones. I wouldn't recommend buying like salted nuts. I think the best option for you would be, that's a really great question. It's just like, it's hard because I kind of would have to ask you about your, eating, what types of food you like, this and that, but I could really dive in and help you find other solutions. I'm trying to think what has a salty flavor, but you really stumped me.
Well, since we're on the snacking subject, and we're going to go to the other side of the spectrum, guilty pleasure food. What's something that, you might not, shouldn't have, but what's one of your favorite snacks?
Mine personally?
Yeah.
Oh, I love dairy-free ice cream. So
Nice.
Dairy-free ice cream is one of my favorites, but I love dark chocolate, and you can't go wrong with dark chocolate. And I always tell my clients, you can consume chocolate and it's no problem as long as it's 72% or greater, because it actually offers the body benefits, antioxidants, healing components, you name it. Serotonin, it boosts your mood. There's so many things.
Nice. Great.
Yeah.
I also heard, I could be way off. I also heard like having like a glass of wine is like equivalent of working out for 20 minutes. I don't know. Maybe it's false. I don't know. Do you know anything about that?
I don't have an answer for that, but I do know if you consume blueberries, that blueberries are one of the highest ORAC values and the most nutrient-dense superfoods that you can eat or consume.
Awesome. One of my guilty pleasures lately, and I hope this doesn't break the rules, I take grapes. I like grapes, but what I've been doing is I put them in the freezer, and then I take unmade Jello, and I put a little unmade Jello on top of that. Adds a little sugar on there, but it's sugar-free, obviously, sugar-free Jello. But yes, that's my guilty pleasure. Awesome. So great stuff, business-wise. Let's shift gears a little bit and talk about your experience in LeTip. So one of the questions I always ask everybody on these podcasts, one of the first like LeTip questions, is what does LeTip mean to you?
Yeah, I love that question. So I came into LeTip over a year ago, and I was frightened because I didn't know what to expect. And it was my first time doing kind of like the networking thing. But, it's weird because I came in when it was virtual, so I don't have another expectation of meeting in person or what that's like. So overall, LeTip has helped me become, a better business owner, more confident in what I'm doing. It's helped me establish healthy relationships, partnerships. It's like an additional extension to my family. And when, like if there's ever a time that I wasn't able to go, which is like never, it would totally mess up my week, I think. So
Yeah,
I need my
absolutely.
LeTip family, and I'm doing what I'm doing today because of all of them and all of their support. And I'm very fortunate to have such a great group that stand behind me. And like just being recognized and having you contact me. I mean, I'm just wowed by all this. So thank you.
No, it's well deserved. You definitely are the highlight of the month. You're definitely a nice bright piece of sunshine to our chat today. Um, so any interesting stories like a tip story that happened recently? Anything going on? Like, you were in a bind and then someone came to the rescue, or vice versa? Any interesting stories in your chapter? What chapter are you in, by the way?
LeTip of Tigard, Southwest Metro in Portland,
Nice.
Oregon.
Nice. Shout outs to them.
Yeah. Nothing where nothing where I had to have anybody come like, to my rescue, but I've had some really amazing opportunities to partner with different business owners. I'm got my print books in one of our members' coffee shop. It's a local coffee
Nice.
shop in Portland. I'm also working on getting some uh, ebook vouchers and gifts with one of another member's gift box company. And
Nice.
I'm working on building partnerships too, because it's not just about you know finding people to come to my classes, this or that. It's more about like formulating really amazing relationships with these people and seeing how we
Mhm.
can serve our community and become better, and we band together, and so it's totally possible.
Oh yeah, 100%. I definitely agree. I believe business is all about relationships, and LeTip kind of fuels that fire and helps you develop those relationships, or helps you learn to network and put yourself out there. It's definitely great. Good stuff. So let's shift gears again, unless you have any other things you want to talk about LeTip wise, but we're gonna shift gears soon if you got anything else.
No, go
Good. All
for
right. We'll
it.
shift gears. Good shift. We'll shift gears. Want to remind you guys at home, if you have any questions, please put them in the comments section and we'll answer them live. So now let's have a little fun. So I'm going to give you a little rapid fire, some fun stuff. So, like, for example, favorite movie. Do you have a favorite movie?
Ooh, I didn't know that was coming. The
Well,
West
yeah,
Side
these are
Story.
the out of nowhere, the Westwood Story. All right. Yeah,
The
these are
West
the
Side
out of
Story. I
nowhere.
love musicals.
Nice, nice, awesome. Did you like Hamilton?
I don't know. I can't
Also,
remember if I've seen Hamilton.
Hamilton's kind of a musical. I think it might be on Disney Plus.
Okay.
So check that out. How about a favorite show? Do you like any TV shows you're watching or streaming on Netflix or anything?
No, I don't really watch too much TV.
Okay, awesome, awesome. Um, guilty pleasure. Whether it's you don't watch TV, but it's something that you enjoy doing or snacking on.
I like making. It's funny because I didn't have cakes until last year. I
Mm-hmm.
had a client come to me saying, a LeTip member coming to me saying, "Hey, my husband's birthday's coming up," and I'm like, "Oh dear, I know she's going to ask me for a cake, and I didn't have any yet, but now I do." It inspired me to go to work, and I'm going to share. I don't know if you can see on my screen. I have a no
Absolutely.
bake chocolate cake, and this is in my second edition
Nice.
recipe book. A no bake chocolate cake, and then I have also a no bake tropical cake. It's like a cheesecake,
Wow.
and this is in my gluten free, savory, and sweet recipe book.
Nice. No bake. That's right up my alley.
Yeah, it's so good. And then I do have ebooks too available online and all of the digital platforms.
Uh-huh.
So if you wanted to, I have a special offer right now that we just built for the holiday. If you gift an ebook, either one of my books, you get yours for free.
Wow. And all that could be found
Yeah.
right here, correct?
Yeah, I love that.
So yes,
That's great.
definitely. If you're listening in on the screen right now, we have jaclyncreations.com, all her awesome offers and she's giving away free stuff. So you definitely check it out and definitely go on to jaclyncreations.com. What else? What else could we ask you here? And we want to remind you guys, like I say all the time, put it in the comment section. We'll answer it live. We talked about TV. We talked about guilty pleasure. Is there a favorite food? Do you have a favorite food? Or like meal? Like if you're like gonna really spoil yourself, like this is your
Oh
favorite
my
meal.
gosh. You know, it's funny. My go-to dish, which a lot of people probably don't agree with, is Brussels sprout saute. And I also love
Nice.
avocado, so those are my go-tos. But my
Nice.
favorite cuisine would probably be Thai or like Asian fusion. And so there's quite a few recipes that I've created over the years. If you subscribe to my blog, I have a lot of recipes that I've produced over time, over the last, let's just say 5 years since I've been like doing the content with the recipes. And you can find a lot of really good ones. You know, and being plant-based, a lot of foods, you know, if you don't know how to cook or, you know, food combined, it's interesting because I've learned over time how to infuse food and make it taste good with like fresh herbs or using sauces or dips or hummuses. And a lot of times people don't know, like, you actually need a dip or a sauce or something to like help, you know, with the flavor palette, because otherwise it will be bland. And, you know, I'm not somebody that likes bland food or something that doesn't taste good. So I'm a very picky eater. So
Awesome. Awesome. We have more questions coming in, online questions.
yay.
So here we go. John again asks, who is your favorite person in the chapter to tip? Someone that you just love their business and you want everyone to know about it.
What chapter? My chapter?
Yeah. So like, is there someone like, you know, that you, a business that you really like in your chapter that you tip them a lot because you just love their business and you want everyone to know about it?
Well, I love Diana Hoff. She owns Upstream Coffee. She's the person I'm partnering with my books. She also
Nice.
has online events, like different things that she hosts online to help people like connect. You know, it's just one of those things that it's you're always looking for something to do. She always has something going on and she's very connected. So I love her. But everyone in my chapter, I mean, they all offer something completely wonderful. It's just sometimes there's barriers, like if I need a plumber and I don't have a house or something like that, I can't go to my plumber. I can't go, you know, there's certain areas, but you know what, there's still a way around that. And I always like to try to find out how we can, you know, help each other in business, how we can partner, how we can make it happen, because that's what this is about. It's about creating the opportunity, not about, oh, what's in it for me? It's like, how do we make it about everyone so that we all can bring value together?
Absolutely. What goes around comes around. I certainly believe that. And speaking of what goes around comes around, we were actually talking before we went live how like everything happens for a reason and timing is everything. And you know, it
Yeah.
was perfect timing for you to be featured because wasn't it recently just like World Vegan Day or something?
Yeah,
So
totally.
tell us
It was
about
so
that. What's
perfect.
that about? Right? What's that about?
Um,
What's going on there?
I really think the stars are aligned, and I couldn't be more thankful. And it's just, I have so much gratitude to share at this time, because how the heck did I get featured in November on World Vegan Day? Like, what the heck? That is
Yeah.
so cool. And I have all of my LeTip family to thank for that.
Awesome. Is there any, is there, I mean, is there things to talk about with World Vegan Day? Is there like a certain like, you know, theme? Obviously, is it like, you know, we're celebrating veganism, but like, is there like a like special holiday
Yes.
procedure?
Well, yeah. So it's celebrated the first day of November, and it's to be able to experience what it's like to not consume animal products and only plant-based foods or items, you know, that you're going to be using one, to, celebrate sustainability and just caring about the environmental concerns, and then animal welfare. So, I mean, in a nutshell, it's just being like aware of what you're doing and trying to improve it, because we want to reduce our carbon footprint, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's a day to be celebrated. And one way to do it is just by not consuming animal products, or, not using products that have animal products in them or have been tested on animals. So it's just, it's a great day to like bring awareness to why that's important.
Absolutely. Absolutely. More questions coming in live. We have Connor asking, what did you hand out, if you handed out anything, for Halloween?
Oh no, I didn't observe Halloween. I was in the middle of a deadline and working, but you know what? I did have a few children that knocked at the door, and I felt so bad. I actually thought, when I told them I'm sorry I don't have anything, like I was wondering to myself, man, maybe I should have made those protein snacks and handed those out, but they're not prepackaged, so I don't know how well that would go over.
True, very true. And trick or treating, it's a dying art. I feel like I heard a lot of people saying they didn't even get trick or treaters. So, well, we'll see what
crazy.
happens.
Well, yeah, it's probably just because of the times we're in. People are scared, and I mean, they're being cautious, which is safe.
Yep, can't blame them. Can't blame them. Want to remind you guys again, we are live, so sneak in your last couple questions because we're answering them live here today. So Jaclyn, any events coming up? Anything you got, like a webinar or a live stream? Anything you want to share with our viewers?
Yes, actually, tomorrow night is my last live cooking class of this year. Nice. If anybody wants to come, be my guest for free. You can reach out to me through my website and say, hey, I want to come, and I will send you your invitation. We will be making one of my featured recipes in my raw vegan recipe book, in my first book here. We will be making my Caribbean raw mango lettuce wraps and my Asian ginger sauce to go with it. And I will be sharing a little bit more about the healing benefits and why I decided to make that recipe.
Awesome. And it's great that you are constantly giving out free recipes, free cooking lessons. That's amazing. And I'm assuming they should contact you earlier rather than later, because they're probably going to have to go to the store and get some of these ingredients to follow along with you, right? Yeah,
if they want to participate in the recipe creation, I would be happy to email over the documentation for that. First time is always free. And then we have loyalty sessions that people can look into what options I have. I also have dual yoga and nutrition classes that we host every first Saturday, second Saturday, and last Saturday of the month.
Awesome. Great stuff. Last chance, people at home, if you want to put some in the comment section. But Jaclyn, you've been great. Do you have any questions, comments, concerns for me?
No, I don't at this time.
Awesome. Great. It means we did something right today here. So awesome. Great job. Yeah. So, it was great talking to you. Hopefully when, the world kind of calms down a little bit, maybe one day we can get you in studio live in person, but we're in a Zoom world.
Oh, that would be so cool.
Right. Yeah. So if you're ever in the New Jersey, New York area, we'd definitely love to have you come stop by and join us here live. Obviously, but we're in a Zoom world these days. But yeah, I mean, we pretty much covered a lot. I got one more thing. You were definitely so much fun to chat with, and we want to show everyone at home to make sure they check their emails for the Communicare, because if you do, you will see this beautiful cover picture of Jaclyn in the kitchen with her cookbooks.
Yay!
As our featured member.
Thank you so much, Doug.
Absolutely.
I have something I want to add. So if anybody is watching this live and you want to come to my live cooking class for free as your first time, let me know. And if anybody purchases any of my loyalty sessions, we offer like a single session, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. And whoever signs up, I will gift you a signature recipe book with my autograph.
Nice.
My first edition recipe book. I will ship it to your doorstep. So awesome. A little dangler for you, a little carrot.
Absolutely. And how do you find that? Right here at JaclynCreations.com.
Yep.
Awesome. Great job. Love talking to you. It was so much fun. And once again, there's the cover photo of our featured member of the month, Jaclyn Rae. Well, thank you for joining us, Jaclyn. It's been a pleasure. And if you guys want to reach out to her, don't forget Jaclyn Rae, JaclynCreations.com. And you might want to do it soon because she just gave out, tons of free stuff. She's got her last cooking class tonight, so you better get on that sooner rather than later.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. Anything else? Yeah. Yeah. It's tomorrow, so you might want to do that like now.
Yeah, you did great. I really love being part of your show and look forward to seeing what we can do in the future.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Jaclyn, for joining us. And thank you, everyone at home. It would really be nice, too, if you guys take this live stream and you share it out to your followers, too. We get the word spread about Jaclyn, and I'm sure she'll do the same because we're all here as a LeTip family to help each other grow. And thank you guys for tuning in and learning more about Jaclyn. And we'll see you next time.